they may throw him the ball 15 times, but it won't be because AJ's upset. It'll be because he's open 15 times.
So in the first game, AJ Brown gets 1 target, and you got over here Devontae Smith getting 3. So you're telling me, and the running back was held under 70 yards. So I'm looking at this. I'm either going, Hurts couldn't find him. Matt Eberflus did a good job in defending the pass game, or Kevin Patullo, being a first-time play caller, struggled at getting the passing game going, and it took Hurts to figure it out to go, well, they've covered them. Let me go to Jahan Dotson. Let me go to Goddard. Let me use my wheels. Jalen, I thought, figured it out, the Rubik's Cube, and how to win that ball game. He doesn't play that way. They don't win. But to me, I was like, is it Patullo? Is it Hurts? Or is it the receivers? Because AJ came out and said, yeah, they zoned me up. You can't beat zone defense. You're AJ Brown. I mean, they're off the ball on you. So what did you take away from that?
Well, the Eagles scored on their first 4 possessions. On, I think, their third possession, Landon Dickerson got injured, their left guard. Arguably their best offensive lineman, if Lane Johnson isn't. And then he left the game in the second half. They were a different team after that. Their offensive line is the reason they've gone to 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of them. Full stop. It's the best unit every year, and it's an elite unit every year. They're elite. So when you take away Landon Dickerson, you put yourself in a couple of issues, right? You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to get beat through the Landon Dickerson position. So maybe you vanilla it up a little bit as long as you're winning. Number one. Number two, you are diminished there. All of a sudden, if you look at Saquon Barkley's runs last year, he ate on the left side. Dickerson and Jordan Mailata are the biggest reason Saquon Barkley had the run where he spun and jumped back. All of it happened on the left side. So, and Dickerson is arguably a better player than Mailata. I know Mailata graded out better in Pro Football Focus, but what Dickerson does, if you watch it on tape, it's just like, I can't believe this guy is doing this, right? So that addresses one of the issues. It may be Patullo, maybe Patullo didn't adjust to it as well as the game progressed without Landon Dickerson, but they scored on the first 4 drives. So it wasn't Kevin Patullo when Landon Dickerson was healthy. And the other side of the ball was diminished, I think, by the absence of Jalen Carter. Once they figured out how to defend the Cowboys without the Jalen Carter 50 plays in the scheme, they were fine. I actually talked to Jordan Davis about that. One of the great things about Jalen Carter is he's not the most disciplined guy, but when you're that good, you don't need to be. Disciplined guys have things going on in their mind. Okay, this is my assignment. You were a defensive lineman, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this is my assignment. These are the 2 guys I have to occupy. This is the gap I have to fill, whatever. Well, Carter doesn't do that. Carter doesn't do that.
No, he plays like
he's a game wrecker, and they let him go, right? Without the game wrecker, they have the guys in there saying, okay, I know I have to do this. But one of the things that Jordan Davis told me is, the Cowboys showed them things that they hadn't seen ever before from the Cowboys, which makes sense, right? New coaching staff.
Yep.
So those are the 2 issues. That's kind of why the Eagles defense got better as the game went on, and the Eagles offense got worse as the game went on. I would say Dickerson's probably the 4th best offensive player on a really great offensive unit, and Carter is by far the best defensive player and probably the 3rd best player on the entire team. So when you subtract those 2 guys, you get that. Now, Dickerson has been back at practice, and obviously Carter's going to play. So, the Kansas City Chiefs won't have it as easy as the Dallas Cowboys did for half of the game, with Dickerson out, and the whole game without Jalen Carter.
As you know, the Eagles love to overcorrect. Do you think in this game on Sunday that it's going to be a priority to turn and just somehow get the ball in that dude's hand? I mean, they love to overcorrect. I mean, I don't know. Every time I see something like this happens and somebody kicks their heels up and feathers get ruffled, they overcorrect. Do you see that in this game on Sunday where It's a priority to get him the football. See, to me, that's not winning football. Winning football is Jalen Hurts deciding
Well,
what's winning football.
they only overcorrect when it's AJ. Right?
Okay.
He's
Yes,
the only guy who's really complained. They only overcorrect when it's AJ.
that's right.
And I think they're beyond that. I really
Okay.
don't think they care what AJ thinks anymore. And I think AJ understands that. AJ, for the first time, was in a situation like he didn't get a target. I had already written the tweet and saved it in my draft that this was the first time he hadn't gotten a target in his career. Okay. So I had then like with what 3 minutes left or whatever, he got the ball, not only a target, but a catch, whatever. And after the game, everybody knew, we got to go to AJ and deal with this. You didn't get a target, you didn't get the ball. AJ was ready for it. And for the very first time, AJ said, it's no big deal. He's never said it's no big deal. So will they overcorrect? They may throw him the ball 15 times, but it won't be because AJ's upset. It'll be because he's open 15 times.
Okay. So how long before you think this thing comes? See, you know me. You know me, Marcus. I like to kind of like throw a little dust over here in the pot and spin it up a little bit. And, here, I'm saying you got 3 games. If this thing doesn't look good, IJ Brown, man, this guy wants to win his way. Barkley wants to win his way.
No, that's not true. That's not fair. Saquon Barkley does not care. Saquon Barkley had a chance to break the franchise a chance to set his personal record last year against the Giants and said, let the other guys eat. Yeah, I'm not sure you're getting that comment from AJ Brown if he's got 13 catches for 220 yards,
Not.
And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. AJ's a typical receiver. He has a sign on his locker that says always open. 7-Eleven. Yes, I'm open. Okay. On his locker, in the locker room.
That's his Twitter handle.
Exactly. So my point is, I don't think it will matter if AJ gets upset. If you remember, like, we didn't write a lot about it or talk a lot about it in the offseason. AJ admitted during the offseason on podcasts that he was upset and that he wanted the ball more, period. Full stop. And, after they went through the whole Brandon Graham said this, there's friction yet, he admitted there was friction. So I think they're past AJ. I think they're past caring about AJ. So to answer your question, 3 games, 4 games, it could be 20 games. AJ can say whatever he wants. Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni will ignore him.